YouTube, what's good? If you tapped in, you know who I am. If not, my name is Caleb Jarrell. And I ain't even gonna cap to y'all. I'm on my way on the highway right now. And sometimes I don't even too much pay attention to like what I'm listening to. Or I'm not even gonna say I don't pay attention to it. But like, if you ride on the highway and like just don't listen to nothing, that give your mind like time to like really kind of race and think about what's going on in your life, you feel me? And I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes you get in a spot where things in life get harder for sure, whether it's financially, whether it's relationship wise, whether it's spiritually, or just overall mentally, you feel me? And sometimes, bro, it seems like you're trying to crawl out a tunnel, and every time you continue to crawl, it feel like something and somebody is pulling you back. And a lot of times, bro, it could be your habits. A lot of times it could be stuff that's generational. A lot of times it could be just overall like resistance, you feel me? And sometimes, bro, you can't do nothing about it but stick through it and continue to work on yourself daily. And that's why it's important to work on yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, all that. You gotta self-improve overall and allow yourself to build up the momentum to even get out of that circle or to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I mean, even people around me, bro, they going through dealing with death. There's people going through financially and different things like that. So it's like you're not the only one going through certain things, but what are you gonna do to get out your situation? Are you gonna be somebody that continue to complain, or are you gonna be somebody that actually sit down and assess what you're going through and assess, okay, am I the reason I'm going through this? Is it habits that I'm going through? Is it my mindset? Is it the people that I'm around, my environment, different things like that? And a lot of times you can realize like that could be the case. And all you gotta do is flip your mentality, flip whatever that momentum that you need. And over the course of time, you'll continue to see certain things get better. You'll continue to see growth overall, but like you can't have short-term gratification. You can't want to achieve things in such a short amount of time, you feel me? A lot of times you got to look long-term, and long-term could be 6 months, long-term could be 3 months, long-term could be 12 months. It's all subjective, you feel me? And you can't quit. And your job is focused on what you can do daily to continue to get better. So you gotta break down, okay, am I drinking enough water? Am I working out 4 or 5 days out the week? Am I sitting down and checking my finances weekly or daily and seeing where my money is going? Excuse me. Am I spending time with the people that motivate me and continue to push me towards my goals, that keep me on track? You feel me? Or am I around people that's being detrimental? Am I around people that's discouraging me and not allowing me to grow? Or people that's like hold me back to my past and continue to just focus on that? You feel me? So at the end of the day, like I said, life can get hard. When life, it happens. You feel me? It's not something that you can avoid all the time, but a lot of times stuff that we go through can be because of certain situations and decisions that we make. And when you lock in and really recognize like, okay, it's certain things that I can do to make sure that I don't go through certain stuff, or when you recognize there's certain things that I can avoid due to my decisions and my habits, once you get tired of it and like really get tired of it, you feel me, you're gonna actually put forth effort to get out of the circumstances that you're in. I ain't even gonna say you can or you shouldn't, but some people don't, you feel me? Because they don't flip the mindset. They just accept whatever circumstances they in. And that shouldn't be the case, you feel me? But a lot of times when you recognize the environment that you grew up in, that's the reality. Everybody just accept the circumstances that they in instead of sitting down and being real with themselves, or getting around people that's gonna be real to them and being like, okay, my nigga, you financially struggling because you just went and bought some J's last week but you had this responsibility coming up and you knew that, but you wanted short-term gratification. You wanted to go out here and do something to make yourself feel good for the moment, and all of that is fleeting. I mean, as a man, you got to come to a point to where it's like, okay, what matters most? You gonna continue to be out here making dumb decisions, or you gonna continue to really lock in on growing personally, physically, spiritually, mentally, all that, and be on your stuff? I promise you, everything get easier when you really lock in and do the things that you say you're gonna do. I'm reading a book right now that's called The 12-Week Year. I think that's what it's called. But basically, to sum it up, where I'm at right now, and the book has mainly been talking about forgetting about the annual goals. Not even forgetting about it, but like writing down your annual goals or big goals that you got long term, and then breaking it down into 3 months. And what you do is you lock in on the tactics that you need to be doing daily within those 3 months. And when I look back, bro, I actually was doing that type of thing straight out of high school, you feel me? My goal was to lock in and get in barber school, because for me, I don't know about y'all, but bro, I couldn't get hired at a job. I'm applying anywhere in my city and I couldn't get hired. Now looking back, I feel like it was a sign, like, okay, I'm gonna be somebody that inspire other people. I'm gonna be somebody that help and give value to other people based off my talents or my gift or off my mindset, you feel me? And now I'm grateful for it, but back then I was frustrated, because it ain't no worse feeling as a man when you can't provide and do what you want to do in life for the people around you, or even help people around you, or even just yourself. Before you want to help everybody else, you got to help yourself. Before you can be capable of loving somebody else, you got to love yourself to the capacity that you need to. But coming out of high school, bro, my goal was to go to college and play football. But once I had a leg surgery in my junior year that changed all of that, in the blink of an eye like that, you feel me? I had to sit down and assess and be like, okay, am I going to just accept these circumstances and become like everybody else in my environment? Or am I going to find something that I want to do and run with it, you feel me? And then I feel like God put in my path some clippers. So that was all I had. And that's really all I knew. And I went full in with it. I enrolled in barber school and all that, and I finally was able to get hired. So I was delivering pizza at Domino's. And I would go to barber school from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that drive was 45 minutes. I'd drive back, get back around 5 and go straight into work. Going into work, I'd go into work at 5, and I wouldn't get off till about 12 or 1. And I did that for a whole year. And it was because I wanted it. It was because I saw something better for myself. It was because I knew I wanted to help my mom. I knew I wanted to help my parents and the people around me, even my siblings. I wanted to let them see, like, okay, I'm not only doing this off of me, but I'm doing this off of God too. Like, I just took what God was giving me and applied myself and locked in and stayed disciplined, you feel me? And of course, you're gonna have times to where it be like you don't really feel like doing it, but that's where your discipline come in. And that's something I'm working on right now, is being more consistent with my discipline. I can be disciplined, but I want to be more consistent to another level. And I feel like that's where I get to a point to where I'm not cool with being comfortable, because I feel like when I get comfortable, I start to slack in areas that I know I need to be more consistent in. And I say all that to say, even when life get hard, bro, you can't lose the sight that you got on the future. You can't lose the sight that you had for your 3 months goal, for your 6 month goal, anything like that. Because once you do that, you start to slack. You start to slack on the stuff that you need to do daily. You start to slack on the stuff that you need to do monthly, anything like that, and you start to waste time. And if it's anything that y'all know, you can't get time back. So when people disrespect your time, when people disrespect how you feel about certain things, it's cool that they don't have the same mindset, but you got to distance and remove yourself from them. And I used to think that was a bad thing. I used to not put myself in conflict. Or I felt like I was running from conflict, but it was like I was never afraid to speak up for myself. But it was the fact, bro, I didn't beef with people. I didn't care to cut females off and different things like that because it wasn't worth my time. And I can't get my time back. So I need my time focused on the things that I need to accomplish in life before I die. I need my time focused on the things to accomplish in life for my family that's coming after me, the family that I'm going to create, you feel me? So when life get hard, bro, you just got to keep pushing. You got to keep your mindset focused on what you want to accomplish and what you want to attain. And that junk can get hard for real. Like, you can go through a time and you feel like you can't never get out of it. And what you got to do is you got to start finding people and really become that person for yourself, honestly, that can really talk yourself out of like, okay, yeah, I feel like this, but I'm not going to stay here. So you got to give yourself time to deal with your emotions. I know as a growing up, as a man, bro, you don't really have time to assess your emotions or even be taught like that it's okay to feel your emotions. But you can feel your emotions, but don't react off of them. And once you continue to work on that, you continue to grow and you have more stability in your mind. You have more stability in your actions on how you deal with people or certain things. So, bro, keep doing what you're doing. If you know it's positive, keep doing it. If you know it's negative, you need to correct it. Then sit down with yourself, be real with yourself and assess it. And get around people that's going to keep it a buck with you, you feel me? And change up what you need to be doing, whether it's daily, whether it's monthly, different things like that. If you know you're in a financial situation where you're not making smart decisions, you got to be real with yourself and be like, okay, I need to chill out and lock in instead of trying to get validation from other people.